Here we go. Hello, everyone. We finally fixed all of our technical issues, and we are here live on Friday. Look at these guys, bringing all the energy already. This is Fhone-In Friday. If you're not familiar, we're doing this show every week now at 11 a.m. Eastern. Me and Vel and one special guest. Today, that special guest is Mel. We have Mel and Vel, and it's very confusing to me. Mel, welcome back to the show, dude. You've been on StreamKeep before a few times.
It's been a while, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Do you quickly want to just reintroduce yourself to everyone who maybe hasn't heard of you in a while or has never met you before?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Matt. I go by MelaciousMel on Twitch, and I kind of do variety streaming. I've been a sponsored streamer with Tru for, I guess it's getting close to 2 years now. And, you know, I do a lot of other side stuff. What I've been doing, so I did the podcast with you guys. I've done podcasts previously. I did that whole talk down at ECGC, and I'm actually going to be running the streaming section of a convention here in the end of August, beginning of August, called GexCon. So, I mean, I do a bunch of different stuff. I'm actually, like, I have a full-time job, but I'm actually in the process of moving to get a new job up in DC.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, I jumped into this as a variety streamer. I've been messing around with different content creation for the last, I guess it's been like 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
So, and I kind of settled on streaming to Twitch and have been going strong ever since. So
awesome, dude. Yeah, thank you for recapping. Your podcast episode is, I think, one of the most popular we've ever done. Continues to be. So hopefully people will be excited to have you back on here. Quickly, you go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, I actually had a few people reach out to me regarding that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, they had all these follow-up questions. And I was like, you know what? Perfect, because I did a whole speech about this. And there's a video recording of it. So you can just head on right over here. And but no, it's been fantastic. The outreach that I've got back from the community regarding that episode and other stuff has been tremendous. So
awesome, dude. Vel, how have you been this week, my man?
Been good. Been streaming, you know, a lot of Fortnite going on. I don't think I played anything other than Fortnite this week.
Vel,
so it's been different.
I have a game for you, dude.
What you got?
Darwin Project.
It's a good one.
I've been looking into it a little bit. We'll see.
Not sure.
I'm really into Fortnite. Like, it's good.
Awesome. So I want to quickly explain how the show works for people who haven't seen it before. The Friday episode. So this show is designed to be a call-in show. You can join our Discord server. You can join the call with me, Mel, and Vel. I love saying that. And talk to us about anything you want to related to Twitch. So Twitch news that came out, how you feel about something on Twitch. Maybe you think that Logan Paul shouldn't be allowed to stream on Twitch. Maybe you think that streaming full-time on Twitch is impossible for people trying to do that. Whatever it is, something related to Twitch, a take, a question, a topic. You can bring it up. We discuss it. We debate it. We have some memes about it. So yeah, if you want to do that, all you have to do is join our Discord server, which is in the chat right now. Just join the Join Here section, and MPI will walk you through the rest of it. He's our little helper elf. So appreciate that.
But still trying to stream.
Sorry, what?
I said, rewind it. That guy's still trying to stream?
Yeah.
Was that talked about before? Oh gosh.
No, you're fine. But so while we're waiting for people to jump into the server to ask questions, we usually start with Twitch news for what's happened in the past week and some hot topics too. So not a ton of crazy stuff this week. One of the biggest things I think actually is they changed up the following page on Twitch. I don't know if you guys saw this. I think this came out like in the past 24 hours. But basically,
really? I haven't seen it.
If you quickly look up, you can pull up the page if you want to, and people listening, you can go check too. If you pull up your following page, you'll see now, instead of the game being played, you'll see the icon for the person who's playing it, which is sort of interesting. And then also, I think the font is bigger and bolder now for the title, so it doesn't show as much info. It's not like a huge change, but some people are kind of upset with it because now you can't tell what game someone's playing at a glance. You have to actually see the person and look deeper for the game. And
well, it shows the title for the game that they're playing.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
It still shows the title.
Just not the icon. I was curious what you guys thought about that overall.
Wait, so the change is that they got rid of the icon. That's the only real change. And then they've boldened the lettering of the title.
Yeah, pretty much. They switched. So now instead of seeing the game, you see the icon for the streamer. If that makes sense.
I think it looks clean.
Yeah?
I like it.
not understanding the disconnect where people are not. I mean, you know, people will complain about anything, and I understand it. Like, you know, when new stuff comes out, people are like, "No, I don't like new." But I mean, you can clearly see the titles right there. So I think it looks, I think it looks fine. First glance, I'm not really seeing any problems.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't feel like really strongly either way about it. I think it's just it is.
It is what it is. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It makes me kind of wonder, like, whether you should think about making instead of having an icon, having a picture of yourself. I don't know, because now that's more important on the following page, just at a glance, like, oh, boom, that's such and such. But maybe your logo does that anyway. Yeah. Real quickly, just on that topic, what do you guys think of having icons versus pictures of yourself for your Twitch channel? This is like a brief little discussion. But
Twitch channel, I like to do my logo for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you mean like a logo versus a profile pic?
Right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've seen people do it both ways, and it really depends on the style of your brand. Like, you know, if you're somebody like myself who really capitalizes on his own personal artwork, then I'm definitely gonna go with a logo that I've made to kind of show off my skill. Other people, if they get really cool logos, they typically go by that, especially if you have like a very crazy name and a logo associated with it. You're usually going to use that. I know a lot of people on YouTube do that, but, you know, other people, they'll use their face. Like, I'm looking at somebody right now, and she has her face up because, you know, she's a streamer, she's popular, she already has her name out there, and so everybody knows who she is first glance. So
yeah,
that's how some people roll. It's either way, honestly, in my opinion.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think there's like a straight answer to it. It's just sort of interesting to think about.
It's personal preference, honestly.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on it myself. I've been thinking about trying it out with like a profile picture versus an icon. See if it makes a difference. I don't know. Something to think about. Okay, so other Twitch news quickly here. They announced analytics for extensions now, and basically that on top of having bits and extensions. I think Twitch is trying to push extensions as like a way you can build a business on Twitch apart from being a streamer. Does that make sense? So you can make an extension now for a streamer. You can monetize it through bits. And you can get analytics and feedback on it through this new program. So they have all these tools now for developers to make things for Twitch.
Gotcha.
So yeah, analytics released this last week. I think it's a kind of cool idea because it lets people who maybe aren't entertainers or people who are maybe like not as good at a game or something, but have a lot of technical knowledge can still be a part of Twitch. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, I would need to read into it a little bit more off the cuff right here. I'm thinking as a streamer, you run into the risk of too many things being hidden behind paywalls. I mean, even though it's bits, it's still a paywall. And, you know, life isn't free, so I understand that. But at the same time, I don't know. There's got to be a good balance there. And so I would just have to see how it unfolds and maybe read a little bit more into the logistics of it.
Sure. Yeah, Vel, you have any thoughts on that? Have you guys used any paid extensions at all yet, by the way?
I haven't used any, no. I mean, I've used the most recent extension I even did was for Darwin Project. And it was just a free extension you add on there to integrate your channel. Which, wait, Vel, didn't you have to use one for that one game that you played? Where it's
it wasn't a paid extension though. That was what was that?
Yeah, it was a free
drone in the danger zone or something like that.
Yeah,
it was free.
Play that.
That one's pretty cool, but yeah. I haven't
really
really seen a ton of paid ones yet. I literally can't think of any off the top of my head. So
I don't think I've seen any.
I can't think of any. I think there's so many ways to monetize things on Twitch now. It's getting a little bit much. Like Twitch has been cool just because it's just like just a chill place where people go and like try to build a community and everything. But now there's so many different ways for people to make money, and it's like they're really pushing for ways to make money on Twitch. And it's just like, if that's
worries me that we might run into
you're in the wrong spot. Like,
right, I agree. Like, I worry about turning into YouTube, how YouTube is with all their stuff.
Oh yeah, that's kind of messy.
I mean, we dodged the bullet with YouTube not buying out Twitch, but now Twitch might become YouTube anyway.
Well, I mean, they've got a while to go to get there.
Yeah, they still have a while to go. Yes, indeed.
I'm kind of excited about it personally. I think that like more ways to monetize it is cool as long as it's not stupid.
Right.
I think this could be a cool opportunity if people like have a really great extension that maybe like you have the option of using bits for to support or something. That could be a cool way to do it. So I'm excited to see people make for it.
I could see it as similar to like paid mods. I mean, there's no problem with that. If you put quality time into a mod and it's like top notch, why not get paid for it? But I see it in a similar light. So it could be potentially cool. but it could also have some caution to it. So
yeah, okay, cool. Last big thing I saw was it's June now, so there are new Prime games, I guess, for being Twitch Prime. I'm not excited about any of them. I don't know if you guys know these games off the top of your head. They are Strafe, Banner Saga 1 and 2, Tumblestone, and Treadnoughts. I have not heard of any of
then
these.
You get a digital copy of the Goonies to go along with it. Like, what the fuck? That's worthless, dude.
hey,
Come on.
all worth it for that Goonies copy. All worth it.
Yeah.
I have heard of Banner Saga, and they're on Steam, and I've looked into them a couple of times. It looks like a story-driven type game. I never picked them up because I was like,
Well, now they're free. So,
well, hey, sweet.
you know,
I'll play anything free once.
Sodomi just said in the chat, he just doesn't want to download the Twitch app. I sympathize with that. I have not done that either.
I did, and I like a couple days later, I'm like, no, as far away from my computer as I possibly can.
The Twitch app, desktop app?
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh
It's
my
so
gosh.
bad.
Has it gotten bad? I mean, I'm still struggling
I
with the
haven't
phone
used
one,
it
man.
since they released it, man.
Oh, really?
It's literally the same as the website. Like, if you click on a link in, like, I don't know what it was. Like, I would click on something, and then it would just take me to the website anyway. I'm like,
What's the
what
point
are
of
we
the app?
doing here? Like,
Oh, we forgot to finish this. So just enjoy our website while
don't release it if you're just going to bring me to something that everybody's already using anyway.
Wow.
Like, it just, oh my
Wow.
god.
Oh man, yeah. So anyway, that's like most of the Twitch news for this week. Nothing too exciting for streamers, I think. Still looking into that Twitch bounty system stuff that's coming. That could be cool, I think. But
Ooh, bounty system. What's that?
we talked about it last week on the show. Basically, Twitch is adding this new thing where they will basically give you opportunities to make money. I think that's the main driver, playing certain games. So basically stream this game for X amount of time and you'll get this bounty, which is like you'll get paid this much.
Gotcha.
I guess it's a way for advertisers to like get their game played is the main driver of that. So it's a way to make money on Twitch. But
I see Vel feeling a certain way, but if y'all talked about it last week, I won't dive in.
No, I mean, like, there's so many different ways that, like, that Twitch is just like, give me all of your money. It's like, no, like, I totally understand, like, it's a business and everything, but holy shit, dude. Like, it started with affiliate, and then, like, we can make a crap ton of money off of this.
I think
and then
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
see,
my God.
you gotta see the plus side to it too, because it can be done really well, right? Like maybe certain games that you already like to play, which is what they said about this, right? They're gonna focus on giving you games you already play anyway, or you'd be interested in to play. If it's a game you already play, if you are actually excited about it, and if it's like maybe like an event or something, like play a few games of this game during Christmas or something. I think that could work out in a cool way. I think there's potential for it, but it could also be really scammy.
I mean, it could be scammy, but I think it is also it sounds like it could be a great opportunity for developers, like you said, to get their game out there, because, you know, typically you have what's popular and that's it. Like top 5, if you're not in the top 5, you're not getting a lot of attention. So it's a way for other games to kind of get the limelight. Same way with how, you know, you can apply to get on the front page of Twitch, you know. It's not as easy to do, but if you're able to get on there, it's, you know, smaller streamers, if they're able to get up on there, then it's a traction that they wouldn't otherwise get, which is typically devoted to, you know, whoever's super popular on Twitch.
Right.
So
Bubblies.
I can see it working out.
Yeah, I don't know. I always see the upside in things, but Bubblies, I think it's also affiliates can be part of it. I'm pretty sure.
Right now it's just partners.
Is it?
And then, like, they're going to be bringing affiliates into it eventually.
They're going to roll it out to affiliates at some point. It's ad revenue too. I think they said they're going to do that soon. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. But quickly here, we have some people waiting to get into the show, and I'll keep posting this. If you guys want to come on the show, all you got to do is join our Discord and join the Join Here voice channel, so that
real quick
can get you going. Yeah,
I want, because this is something we haven't talked about yet. I don't know if you saw, it was a few weeks ago, Summit 1G punching his monitor. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
So Summit 1G is in an H1Z1 game, and then he just starts dying. Like he dies. You just see him, like, he's just like, oh man. He's like, all right guys, hold on, and he just gets up and he just stares like right at his camera and just lays into his monitor.
Hold on,
everything goes tumbling down.
Lays into.
Dude, he wound up. He wound up and just rocked it. Dude.
He wound up and then threw the punch, and the actual follow through was like,
No, dude, he like the camera felt like everything just tumbled or whatever. Like everything.
I thought it was a weak
not
punch,
a good
man.
look.
I was like, if I'm gonna punch a monitor, my hand's going through the monitor. I'm not wasting any time. But no,
like everybody knows him as like a chill streamer who's good at games, and then for him to just like that, it's just like.
Hey,
whoa.
I mean, did he make the money back for the monitor in publicity?
I'm sure he had one just standing by anyway.
Yeah, he probably had
a
closet full of them.
He's like, I got it like a fourth spare bedroom just full of monitors. Like,
he just walks into his roommate's room. Roommate's like, "Oh, did you punch another monitor?" Yeah, man. Let me get this thing. Just reset it. There we go. All right, swap it out.
Dr. Disrespect was all for it. He was. I think Dr. Disrespect likes it when any other streamer gets negative press. You know what I mean? Like anything that's negative, they're just like, oh fuck yeah, dude.
This
like,
guy.
like me, like in my things are totally disregarded when everybody else.
Yeah, forget it. Doctor Who? Yeah, let's talk about this person. No, I want to ask. So I thought when you brought up Summit, I thought you were gonna talk about his explosion on Fortnite, where he just like started cussing the game out. He was like, "Oh, this game sucks. It's so boring. Why do you make me play this stream? Blah 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 blah." He just like he was tired of it. He was done with it. He was like, you know, because everybody that comes to watch him now wants him to play Fortnite. And he was like, "I'm sick of this game. I don't even like this game. This game's boring. It's not. It's not challenging. Blah blah blah." I mean, he went off. And I feel a certain kind of way about the guy, but I won't divulge too much into that. It's just, ugh. Yeah,
man.
Good old Summit. I actually watched a video last night of him getting swatted. I forgot that happened. And I was like,
it happened to so many people, though. Not just him.
It did.
That's terrifying.
I didn't realize it happened to so many people.
Yeah,
if I got swatted, I don't know what I would do the next day. Like
a few of the people is like the cops like, "Hey, how's it going? We're reporting to a call." But then like a couple people, it was like, "Get on the ground!"
Yeah, one streamer died from it. Like he's just something happened. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they thought he had something. I'm assuming, and he ended up not surviving it. Yeah, it's
not hear about
crazy scary.
Yeah, it's nuts. Luckily, like people know about it now, including like law officers. So hopefully it doesn't sound like, because the funny part was like when it happened before, the streamer would have to sit there and explain it for like 30 minutes, and they're like,
"Oh yeah,
wait, a troll called to the where's the bomb?" Like at least like now there's precedence for it. So
but
if it
do
happens,
you have any guns? No, we don't have anything. Look at my apartment. Look at my apartment. Look at it. I've got freaking Luigi on the wall. Like I don't know what you want.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the actual call-in show here. I think we have Rambicos waiting to come on the show. So Rambicos, welcome, my man. How are you doing today?
Hey.
What's up, man?
How you doing, guys?
Doing pretty good, man. What would you like to talk about today?
All right. So I had a topic, and my topic was Twitch integration in games. So are there any games that you've played that have Twitch integration? If so, did you like them? Are there any pros and cons to the actual Twitch integration? And would it benefit a big or smaller streamer more?
Okay. Now, why don't you take this one away?
Yeah. So there's this game called, I think it's like Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. It's like $15 on Steam. Boom. And what it does is like it lets you put up an extension, and then people can after you can give them a certain amount of coins from this extension, and then you can also have it so it gives them coins per however many coins per minute. And what they do is they can spawn in other robots like AI to fight against you, and it actually makes it really cool because like when they do spawn something in, it'll put their name above it, so it's kind of like you're fighting that viewer. And I think for smaller viewers, I think this is, or smaller streamers, I think this is amazing. Because you can definitely bring in more people, because chat's gonna want to see you like get like aggravated at them, and you know it's a really good way to integrate Twitch, you know, your chat in with your game. It just makes it gives it like another dynamic, makes it so you can like talk to that person in a way that you normally don't talk to them. Like if Bubbles, who's in the chat right now, she spawns something and I'm like, Bubbles, like fuck you, I just got you, or whatever. or like Susie like spawns in like one of the hammer bots, I call him. It's like this bot with a giant hammer, and it just goes straight down. I get demolished by him every time. I'd be like, Susie, why did you have to do this to me? Like it just adds like a whole different dynamic to your chat. And one thing I will say is like if it's on mobile, if your viewer's on mobile, it kind of takes away from the chat a little bit because they can't use the actual integration. They have to do like commands, and that takes up like a whole paragraph. And so your chat will just start like running like crazy if they're not mobile. So for desktop, it's good. For mobile, it's
They really need to figure out the mobile.
Yeah.
side of Twitch in general.
But it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend any small streamer or smaller streamer or anybody to go try it out and see what they think, because it's a great load of fun for your viewers for sure.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that it's a good way to get in touch with your actual viewership, to actually meet them on the same level, stuff like that, get to know them a little bit better, make them feel more a part of the stream, which is very crucial for a lot of, especially when you're a small time streamer. There's another game that I started playing that I've talked about a few times called Darwin Project, and in that game, it's basically it's a style of BR game type, and you have one person that's dedicated as the director. He or she is the overseer of the match and can control different things in the match. So with the Twitch integration for that, I believe viewers can actually vote on who you help, who you don't help, and what things you use to help or not help these people. And so basically they can control what you do.
Yep.
So it's like the players are now at the mercy of the chat instead of the actual director, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, no, I think it's great. I think it's awesome. It's a cool concept. I'm starting to see a little bit more of it. Most of the stuff that I've run into, it's like, oh, do the Twitch integration, and it's like nothing. It's just like your name, and it's like, hey, this person's playing this game, And I feel like that's a waste. I feel like games like these two that we just talked about, really utilizing the full capacity of that idea, is what we need more of. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I know there's also Cluster Truck was probably the first game I heard of that had this.
Really?
It's also a really cool game. That's the one where you're like jumping along the trucks, and the chat can control like the speed of things coming at you, or the weather, and all sorts of things.
What was?
What?
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go.
No. I was just gonna say, basically, I think these games are really cool to work into your stream. I don't think you can build your entire stream off of them because they're kind of gimmicky. I think they work really well for like, maybe you pick one day a week that you do this game or something, or even just like one-time things. Yeah. Because someone was telling me,
it's a party event.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Sodomi or somebody else was saying that like the clone drone directory is kind of funky. Like maybe Vel was saying this, that like the viewers like who only watch that game get kind of crazy because they have so much control over the game. So once they are very familiar with it, they like expect things of you, and I don't. It sounded very strange.
It might have been Woolsey that was saying that last week.
Maybe I think it was probably That sounds right.
People dressed as like Sidious, just like do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Woolsey was saying
evil.
Pretty evil.
But yeah, I think they're really cool because there's so few of them out there, and it's such a unique concept. Plus, a lot of viewers probably haven't seen that before, since they're kind of smaller games anyway. So it's another way to stand out. Yeah, Ramikos, you have anything you want to add to that?
Well, it's just I've seen like bigger streamers and smaller streamers play. I've seen Sodomi play the robot game that you were talking about, Velly, and I've also seen like Brown Man play Immortal Redneck, which was basically just you vote for some gimmicky things, but it's like two options, and then there's a bunch of people watching that's voting, and you feel like your vote is not really that important. It's just a vote, and something happens, and you're like, okay, sure. But I think they had Twitch integration in what was it? Warhammer Vermintide 2?
Oh, really?
Oh, did they?
Oh.
Yeah, I think they added that, but it was kind of buggy, and Doc tried to do that, but not really. It didn't go that well.
Yeah, I don't know. That game, I feel like that was one of those games that got really popular for like 3 days, and then suddenly everyone forgot about it.
It was like one of those games where like, hey, I want to play that. It looks cool, and then I was like, totally forgot about it.
Yeah,
that happened to the Space Hulk game too. The first-person shooter Space Hulk.
Space Hulk. Yeah, also Warhammer.
Right. Cool. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate the question.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
See you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
See you. All right, cool.
There was one other game that utilized this, and my last comment is that I think where these games are strongest is when you do, like I said before, events. Like if you're doing a charity stream, boom, one of these games would be fantastic because you give more people more of a reason to come out and donate and actually be a part of the stream, rather than just like, oh, I'm watching him or her play this game again, but there was one other game, and it was like super cool idea. It was a dungeon crawler.
Yeah,
it was like
I know what you're talking about.
Pay to play, and one person would play at a time, and everybody else that was watching would control the outcome of the dungeon. So it was like you could either help the person or negate them by giving them buffs or adding in monsters.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, that
I
was
can't think of it.
Full integration, and I cannot remember the name, but it was so cool sounding.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I cannot think of what it's called. If someone knows it in the chat and can think of it, like an RPG side scroller game, is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was actually like tabletop view.
Okay, gotcha.
But it was an RPG.
Huh. Okay. Well, cool. Let's move on to the next question. Bubbly's had one just via Discord. She couldn't join, but she's asked the question still. She said, Mel has a full-time job and streams. What are some secrets to balancing a full-time job / streaming and being able to adult and take care of yourself? Only so many hours in a day. You both have full-time jobs actually in stream. So,
yeah.
But Mel, this question is first for you. What are your thoughts there?
Well, it's tough. It definitely is tough. I mean, you basically it's hard to answer that question. Basically, I tell people you make time because I do a lot of things. I have a full-time job, which right now I'm on technically vacation, and then I'm transitioning to a new job up in DC. So I'll be moving here pretty soon. But I have a full-time job, and I do artwork for both True and myself, and I stream, and I go to the gym, and then I've been with my family because my dad has been sick, so I've been helping out with him. So I mean, I keep myself busy, and the thing with me is I like being busy. I don't like having too much downtime. You know, I'm constantly I need stimulus. I'm like I gotta be doing something. So
right,
it works for me. But you really have to map it out and just figure out what's going to be the best schedule, and then realize that your schedule is not always going to go the way you plan it to, and so you just have to be flexible with everything. Like, you know, if something comes up, just let people know, hey, I got to reschedule this. It's no problem, and just go. Don't try to stress out too much. But definitely, you know, you got to, like, for example, I was streaming from 9:30 at night until like midnight or later, and it was like that's the end of the night. That's the end of the day for me. I've gotten everything done that I need to get done, so I'll just stream then. I wasn't getting a lot of sleep, and so the next day I wake up and I'm like, fuck, this is terrible. So now what I've been trying to do is like this last month I've been coming home directly from work and streaming for a solid 2 hours and then cutting it off immediately. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. We cut it off in 2 hours, and then I go take care of the other stuff I need to before it gets too late at night, and that's worked for me. And then my new job, I'm going to have varying shifts. So that'll be fun to see how that works out. But yeah, it's something that you kind of, it's not a definite science. It's not a proven science. You just kind of got to work with the realm of your own schedule and figure out what works best.
Yeah. Mel, Velly, look like you have something to say. I get these all confused, man. It's so hard to keep them straight.
Call him Don Velokk.
No, I mean,
he kind of nailed it.
Okay. Yeah, I would say, I think we touched on this maybe last week.
I think we talk about this like every time.
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
It's a really solid topic.
I think this was a question that I had in my speech that like somebody asked me this exact question.
Yeah, I mean, it's very common.
Everybody wants to know about this, and like the best thing that I can give you is like you just need to find a time where you know you can start consistently, like no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and then just go from there.
Yeah,
I mean, this is what I'll say, and this is gonna sound similar to the just be yourself, which is terrible advice. I would never say that to anybody, and I had a whole rant about that previously, but if it means enough to you, you will make freaking time. I mean, you will make time. Like, you know, how do you juggle all this stuff? I make fucking time for everything. I do it. So you know, you might have to sacrifice things here and there, but if you care about it, you're gonna make time. That's just
that's the key, right? I mean, there's always sacrifice involved with it. You're gonna have to sacrifice something. It can be your stream, but if you don't want to be your stream, it's got to be something else.
It's got to be something else. Yep. Maybe you can't do 2 hours at the gym now. Maybe you can only do an hour.
Yeah, but that's why I think you have to make sure you like lay out your priorities of what matters to you most in life, and then like live by that. You know, you can time block if you need to, whatever, but make sure that like, hey, I decided that streaming is more important than the gym. So if I have the choice between streaming and the gym, I'm gonna do streaming. So I kind of would go in the opposite of that specific example, but that's just an example of like how you could prioritize things. Yeah. So I think that hopefully answers your question. Bubblies, thank you for that one. We have a lot of people coming in today, so thank you guys.
Awesome.
Somebody else is joining here. Air7 Walk, what's going on, my man?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Pretty good. How are you? How you doing today?
I'm doing really well. So I'm actually Real Bad Games on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
And I want to first of all say thank you. I've been listening to the podcast The episode about Twitter and viewership spikes, those were both super helpful.
Awesome.
So I want to just say thanks. This is so much good information for a newbie like me. I started streaming about 2.5 weeks ago, and just hit affiliate last night. So
awesome, man! Congratulations, man!
I'm blown away. My question is, now at the affiliate level, what should I be focused on? I was looking at things like subscriber levels, and I hadn't really thought that far ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no. I'll take this one, I guess. So yeah, after affiliate, it gets tricky, right? Because affiliate's a very easy, like, entry-level goal to shoot for. It's very attainable, very easy to do. Once you get past that, then you have that, like, well, I guess the next thing is partnership, and it's like 5 years down the road. What do I do now?
Like this long hallway, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. So, key thing is, I think you have to set some, like, middle milestone goals for yourself. And I did this whole episode on goal setting, but I think the best way to do that is on things that you can control. So it's tough to say, like, well, my goal is to get 30 viewers this month, because you can't, like, tell those viewers to come out and watch you, really. Like, you can't like twist their arm and say, okay, I made this viewer watch me today. That was you can't do that. It's more of like, what can you control to get towards, let's say, if your goal kind of is to get to 25 viewers eventually, what are the actual things you can do to make that happen? So maybe you say, I'm going to stream 6 days a week this upcoming week. And that's something you can control that hopefully will get you towards that long-term goal of 25 viewers or whatever.
Definitely.
But basically, the key there is to just make sub-goals before partnership. Don't just shoot for partnership, because so few people get that, and it's so far down the road that you'll feel very just burnt out trying to get there and super far away. So Mel,
and honestly, I think for me, I'm not even really focused on that at all. I love what I'm doing, and I feel like the viewers are just coming. So I'm not really trying. I guess that's not even in my mind right now. But
sure.
Sorry to interrupt. Yep.
No, you're fine. Mel, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say more specifically, I would say definitely hone in on building a relationship with your regulars. Like start building regulars and create a foundation for yourself with your channel, and then expand from there. If you really start like engaging the viewers you have right now and getting them to come back over and over and over again, that is a great starting point, because from there you can build, and you will build in a positive direction rather than a bunch of random people that come in every once in a while.
I guess I would say quickly, as like a follow-up question, what do you want to get out of the stream? Since like viewership isn't really your focus, what to you would look like what you kind of want to see out of your channel on Twitch?
Sure. Yeah. So I started streaming. I do daily Funko Pop news.
Oh,
so
nice.
I actually started to just build a community, and I'm actually trying to put together some local events. But people have just been very responsive to that. Just people helping people. And so I guess I'm doing it for that reason, to build community and to build, that sort of offering.
Gotcha.
Are you talking like trade value, what's new, what's coming out, which conventions are going to be having the different pops and stuff like that?
Yeah, so essentially we're trying to to stay ahead of scalpers. So I'm basically pulling in information about what's coming out. I do things. I put placeholder links. I create daily show notes, and essentially we're just helping people get what they need at cost as much as we can. I do a lot of giveaways. I've identified like about $2,500 worth of pops in my own collection that I'm giving away. And it's been incredible, because as I'm giving stuff away, I'm seeing other people taking that and saying, okay, I'm gonna turn around and help somebody else. And and never demanding that, but if you're in a position to help someone else, go do that. And it's just been awesome. It really feeds you emotionally, and to see all the good in people to do that. So trying to change the community a little bit. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I guess I would think of more ways that you can just really focus on the community then. Like, I don't know if you have a Discord. It sounds like you're into podcasts, so maybe you could consider starting your own podcast for a community. It sounds to me like you would focus more on like new avenues for the community, instead of, since like viewership isn't your focus, like think of new ways that you can involve more of the community, just more platforms.
Snapchat is awesome.
Yeah.
Snapchat is awesome. Cool. Like my community grew quite a lot just based on Snapchat. So like one thing like that'll build a community is like having a getting subscribers. Like I'm not saying like you need to monetize your stream, that's not why, but like honestly, when it comes to building a community, subscribers are kind of like the backbone of it. It's subscribers and moderators, because you want your moderators to be like an extension of you, obviously, and be like super welcoming and everything. And you want your community to be the same way. So like your subscribers in your chat, people will want to like, if people want to be a part of your life even more and want to connect with you and you want to build a community, have like a subscriber perk of like a personal like Snapchat channel, like where you can go and talk to them and everything, for the people that, you know, obviously do want to support your channel a little bit more. That's what I did for my channel, and it my community started like growing way more than it ever did just based on the Snapchat perk. So I think that's definitely a good way to do it.
Wow, that's a great idea.
One little follow up I'll say to this that I think has worked really well for me and just TRUgaming as a whole. In terms of community building, you should have, in my opinion, you should have like one core platform that is your community hub that you focus more on than anything else. But you should also have a strategy for every other platform. Doesn't mean you have to put all your time into those platforms, but at least make sure you're covering all your bases so that you hit people on every platform.
I agree with that.
Has helped me a lot.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's been tough accessing the official, what I would say the official avenues of the fan base for Funko, because the Reddit group and a lot of the Facebook groups have rules about no self-promotion.
Right.
So it's been, you know, if I see someone looking for something that I'm giving away, I message them directly and say, hey, I'm giving this away. Come join us if you're interested. And so it's been a little bit slower than if I could have posted in those groups. But and I think what you said is very correct. I actually need to take my name. So I started out I had the idea of just streaming really bad games, old video games, but the name has nothing to do with Funko at all. So I feel like it's a little bit misleading. So
yeah, branding, dude, that's a whole nother topic. Honestly, you can call yourself whatever the heck you want and still brand yourself really well. I mean, look at people like Summit1G. Like, what the heck does that mean? But everyone's still like, there are plenty of examples out there of like weird names, but people still know them as something else.
What does that mean?
There's plenty of streamers like that though. I mean, like really any streamer, like what does their name mean mostly? I mean, Ninja's very simple, but
it's not even a word.
Like, most people say MelaciousSmel instead of malicious, and then I say it's malicious, and they're like, well, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, whatever you want it to mean.
But anyway, hopefully that, like, I would say don't worry about that too much unless you really want to change it. That's an option. But yeah. Cool. Anything else?
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much. And like I said, really appreciate you guys putting in the time to do this. And if you guys are ever in Chicago, just look me up and bring me some Bojangles. We were talking on
yeah, that's right.
I gotcha.
I'm missing some Bojangles up here. So.
Hey, real quick before you leave. Regarding posting self-promotion, you said on Reddit there were people that said you can't self-promote. There are ways around that. What I find very helpful, especially with things like Facebook and stuff like that, when you're posting something that you ultimately want to drive, that you want to have that post ultimately drive traffic to your project, make it more of a discussion so that it doesn't seem like it is self-promotion. Like, go into the Reddit and say like, yeah, like start a discussion, and when people ask you questions, be like, yeah, I kind of cover that on this project, but then don't do any details past that. You know, if they are interested, they'll reach out to you separately. But like on Facebook, typically what I do, like for example, back when I was playing more Destiny 2, I would post clips, and instead of saying like, watch this awesome 360 no scope, I would be like, hey, how does everybody feel about the new microtransactions, and like actually start a discussion, conversation about things. And that, I guess, I don't know, it resonated with people better than just a simple post with a generic like thing attached to it. So try that.
That's really great advice. Thank you so much.
Cool,
no
man.
problem.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Yep, thanks.
So, yeah. Awesome. These are some awesome questions today, and I'm excited because people are kind of figuring out how the show works. So hopefully over the next 2 weeks, people kind of get this. Yeah.
Do we have somebody that's coming in or no?
We have a couple, and then we also have some text questions I want to get to. Do you have one?
Yeah, I got a question in the chat real quick, just about like What he says, why do you think Snapchat is a huge thing versus a personal Discord or the streamer having a dedicated sub channel in that Discord? I think Snapchat is really cool just because the selfies are really easy to do. You can take videos super easily. It makes it super easy to connect with everybody and it's super fast. Like if I wanted to do something in Discord, I would need to like go to my camera, take a picture, then take that picture and then like upload it into the Discord chat and then be like, this is my selfie or whatever. Like, but with Snapchat, it's all right there and it's just super fast and just really convenient. But there's the 32-person lock that they have on each group, which makes it suck. But if you're trying to start up that community and grow it, I think it's perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, when you look as good as Vel does, I mean, any kind of selfie is easy to do. I mean, just like cake. So
no, I think you should also consider like what social media you like. Like, don't use Discord because everyone else uses Discord. So if like you have to, like if you just love Snapchat, then use Snapchat, and people will come out to that because you're probably better at it anyway than you would be at Discord. So
yeah,
play to your strengths. That's my thought there. Another text question quickly. Well, all right, quick one from Retro Date Night. Trash question. How can one gain literacy in Twitch emotes? That's a great question, I think. So how do you learn all the emotes, I guess? What do you guys think about that?
Like creating your own or?
I read it more as like, how does like one understand the memes? That's kind of what that's all that question
Dude, you either get it or you don't. I don't know how to you're either part of the meme or you're not part of the.
Yeah.
I think you just gotta watch channels and you'll get it.
You just gotta
eventually.
just watch funny stuff and then wait for somebody to like capitalize on it. I don't know. Like.
Oh my gosh!
First thing, Google what is Kappa. Here you go.
Well, I will say this: a lot of the emotes will have a small name attached to them, so sometimes they'll give you. It's almost like a description of what it is in like a 1 or 2 word sentence.
Sure.
And so that's a way, but yeah, you should contact your local meme lord.
Yeah, we have many of them available.
As they roll up on their Razor scooter.
They're all over the internet. Just go on to Facebook and find some meme pages. Yeah.
Kiwi Kachi had an actual question here in Discord. Said, do you think playing with friends may have an impact on the growth of a channel? Do you think playing games solo might help you connect with the viewers more?
So I need to comment on this because this has affected me in my channel and the Truth's channel.
Tell that story.
Okay. So, gaming with friends can be fantastic. It can also be very detrimental. So, a lot of times your friends aren't going to be streamers like you, and so they're not gonna even know or maybe even have an appreciation for the same rules and guidelines that you have to follow as a streamer to keep yourself afloat. I actually was streaming one time to TRUgaming's channel and had one of my buddies who is white drop the N-word. And I was like, what in the fuck, dude? I was just like, okay, we're gonna cut to a quick commercial break. And I was like, dude, you can't say that. I'm live streaming. And he was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. It was weird because he like never says anything like that. And so it was like just a really out of place thing. It took me by surprise. And so then, I started up the stream on my channel the next day, and I was playing with that same group of friends, and another one came in and said the same goddamn thing, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And he goes, "Oh, dude, I'm like," as soon as he said he messed up, he's like, "I'm so sorry, I forgot," and I'm like, "You are an asshole." So, but I mean, as funny as it is bad, and people will take offense to that, and they'll report you, and it can be detrimental to your channel. I mean, if basically when you're streaming, anybody that you have on your stream, you are responsible for. Chat is a little bit different, but anybody that's directly on your stream, you are responsible for. So anything they do, you have to own that.
Yep.
So it's very important that your friends understand going into your stream, and not every friend is going to agree. They're going to be like, I mean, I had one guy, nothing wrong with him. He's a great guy. I've streamed with him before. I haven't had any problems on stream. He said, I don't feel like I should have to mute myself on certain topics just because it might offend people that are watching you. And that's fine. We have freedom of speech, but just don't stream with that person. So at the same time, if you have a great synergy with your friends, like I have a few other friends that are streamers, and I stream with them constantly. And we have an awesome synergy. And that can really, when you get that level of excitement on your streams, that can really bolster your numbers as well, because people see that you're excited, then they come and they get excited, and vice versa. So you just have to pay attention to who your friends are and understand that you are liable for what they say.
I love this topic personally because you're absolutely right. Like I think more commonly you'll get bad people to stream with, who they might be your real good friends, you've known them forever, but they just do not help your stream. Like I have this one friend who I love him to death, but he will not shut up when I play games with him, and he's just constantly talking. And if you're trying to talk with the chat while that's happening, he's just going to create all this extra noise, and then you're not going to hear what he's saying, and it's just going to be a mess. So that you have to kind of decide whether you want to, you know, just have fun on your stream. Because if you just want to have fun and like throw on the stream at the same time, then shoot, play with your friends all you want. Doesn't matter. If you want to grow a lot as a streamer, that might hold you back. That's something you have to think about and decide like what's more important to you as a streamer.
If you're really struggling with that, I would recommend maybe reaching out to other streamers that you don't specifically know, but that you've watched and know have a respect for the rules, and try streaming with them. Like that's something that I've done with Tru. I've tried to stream with other streamers. I've streamed with Vel before. I've streamed with a few other people. You know, that I feel like that's important, because that also in turn will help you grow your own community, because then now you're becoming a part of this person's community, and people from their community are going to want to come to yours and check you out, and it's just a nice little trade-off. So and on the other side of that, streaming as just by yourself, you got to make sure that you are entertaining in some form. You know, you can't be quiet, you can't be awkward. And no offense to people that out there that are, but I mean, you got to do something to like. You can't just be sitting there staring at your screen the whole time not talking. Like you have to do something to get your stream engaged. So if that's talking to yourself, freaking talk to yourself. Become crazy. Put yourself in a straitjacket. I mean, you know, whatever you have to do. Yeah,
like you said, though, there are some really good examples of someone who actually helps you stream more than it hurts it. Like the biggest example I know is Ninja and Dr. Lupo. If you watch Dr. Lupo, he literally just plays around Ninja in terms of like the stream the entire time. So he'll like be quiet when he knows Ninja's doing something. When Ninja maybe gets up to take a break, like he'll take over for a second and like fill that dead air with stuff. So you can actually have more synergy if the person like understands streaming, understands when they should be talking, what not to say, to give space. Like once you have someone who understands those things, it can be really, really good, I think. But that's hard to find on Twitch.
Yeah. For sure. One thing I will add is like for me, like I know for a fact after I know Green, you were saying something about this. I think True Mama said the same thing. And then kind of like going off of feedback from chat during my streams is that like streaming solo for me, I tend to be more entertaining in the first place because I stream solo for so long. Like if you can get used to streaming by yourself, talking to chat is no issue. And it could actually be more beneficial to growing your personal brand than having other people in your community or in your chat with you, or I'm sorry, in your voice chat with you in game. I still think playing with other streamers is good, but I think playing solo is probably the best option for a general part of your stream. Just growing that and like learning how to talk with your chat without any other feedback, and then like since there's no one else to talk to, you're really connecting with chat on a level that you would not be able to with other people in your voice chat. So I would just take that into consideration. Solo streams, in my opinion, should be your #1 thing that you do on stream. Yeah. And then like maybe 1 or 2 days a week, depending on how often you do stream. Go play with some people.
Yeah, somebody actually commented, said it's a key skill. I agree. I mean, that's how you're going to build yourself. If you're reliant on having other people in your stream to kind of bolster yourself every time you stream, I mean, you're not always going to get people that have the same schedule as you. And so if you suddenly find yourself streaming by yourself and you don't know what to say, that's a problem, because you need to be able to do that. That's a skill as a streamer that you need to have.
Right. Yep. Some of my best streams have been solo. I mean, Green did an entire YouTube video from one stream from mine, and I wasn't playing.
Yep. So thank you for that question, though. That's a really good topic that I think is great to talk about. We have someone coming on the show here. Awesome. So Snoop Hogg, are you there, my friend?
Good morning.
How's it going, man? How are you?
What's up? What is going on, gentlemen?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How is everybody?
Good.
So fantastic. Just enjoying the beautiful weather before it rains here.
What do you want to talk about today?
So this is kind of more up yours and Mel's alley. Sorry, Vel. You know I love it. But the After Effects stuff. Oh. So what is too much? I started playing with After Effects the other day, and I'm trying not to be overbearing with it, but just trying to add that little bit of pop that grabs the attention, like your overlay now with the rectangles.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I guess my question is, one, what resources are there that I could find that I don't have to shell out a ton of money for? And two, what do you consider to be like way, way, way too much?
Huh. So I don't know if this like particularly is restricted to After Effects. It sounds more like just like motion on a stream. Is that sort of what you're talking about here?
Yeah, kind of
overlays and stuff of that nature.
Yeah, overlay, just eye-catching stuff that makes you stick out but doesn't have the viewer staring at it the entire time, ignoring everything else that's going on.
Sure. I think it's good to have some factor to that. In my experience, it's best to do it like subtly. Like you'll notice we have the rectangles here, but they're not like dominating the screen. They just like give that little bit of motion because, so I added these rectangles around, for anyone listening, there are shiny rectangles around the screens right now. You can't see them, but they're there. Basically, I added those because podcasts sometimes tend to be very like motionless. You know, you have one person who's kind of standing there, usually not moving a ton. So adding a little bit of motion like just keeps the interest there for the viewers, I've found, for me personally. And doing it was really easy. It literally, I just took like a video loop, I put it into OBS, I turned it purple, and that was it. I just found it online. So you really don't have to go crazy with stuff like that. If you have the skills to make custom stuff in After Effects, I think that's awesome because having something unique always helps you stand out. Mel, you have thoughts there too?
I was just gonna say, if your game window is smaller than your webcam window, problem. I've seen a lot of people who put way too much stuff. Like I saw one streamer, and I don't know who it was. This is a random streamer. They had their webcam super huge off to the left. Then they had their game that was slightly smaller than that off to the right. They had their chat, which you're in the chat, so you're seeing the chat. I don't understand why you got to broadcast the chat too.
I hate that.
But they had their chat up on the side.
So
then they had a Discord chat or something else on top. Then they had all of their like notification things over here and something down here. I mean, it was a mess. I'm like, what? What are you playing? Are you even playing a game? So I've seen a lot of people do that, and it just, I think people do that to mask maybe their skill at the game.
Well,
possibly. I don't know. I think that typically what I've found with people who have requested stuff from me as far as artwork, overlays and stuff like that, and things I've seen on popular people's channel, is minimalistic is key. You want to go with as little as possible, but you do want a little bit of something that just gives it that the professional look.
I will say this, okay? So I think it changes as you have more time on Twitch. Because for me, when I started streaming, I was like, man, I got to have everything. I got to have the song I'm playing, the chat up there. I got to have a background that moves. I got to have my client. I got to have me. Like, the more stuff, the better. I just got to fit it all in there. And then, like, you know, after a while, I'm like, okay, this looks kind of insane. Like, I'm a crazy person. So let me dial it back a little bit. So I think if you have that experience, because you'll see most, like, bigger streamers also have a pretty simple overlay most of the time. So it just comes with experience, I think, kind of finding your own style. Stilter made a good point that, you know, having chat on screen can help you see latency and see like when your message is being seen by the streamer. That can maybe be true. I think with like new reductions in stream delay, it's not really as big of a problem as it used to be. But
yeah, no, I mean, this is almost instant today. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I forgot to mute it when you dragged me in, and you literally talked, and then not even a second later, you were talking again. I was like, oh, okay.
We have literally, I think it's less than 2 second delay on this podcast now, which is nuts.
Now, I will say that, so for the actual stream, minimalistic is good. Your pause menus or your startup menus that's not going to really show your actual gameplay or whatever you're doing, freaking load that thing up with cool stuff. I mean, like artwork, advertisements, stuff of that nature. I mean, load that thing up so that people know that you have other avenues to your channel or that you have a lot of cool stuff. Like, I'm working on some new artwork right now for my own channel that's really going to have more intricate stuff in it than just the simplistic thing that I have right now, which I think it's just my helmet right now. It's on like a like retro 80s synthwave looking screen that I made. But like, I'm actually going to start building other stuff. So I mean, that's cool, especially if you pride yourself on the ability to create things in After Effects. I would say that your pause menu and your startup menu and your ending menu are going to be where you want to show those off, but not actually during the stream.
Right. Yeah, I think it really comes down to finding your own style. But in terms of like actual motions and After Effects stuff, I think just finding something unique that you haven't seen, that most people haven't seen before. Like I talk about stealing ideas sometimes. Like sometimes I'll see something on a cool stream where like, oh, I really like the way they did that little thing on the overlay. And I'll like kind of mirror that or create my own version of it. Just having some little thing that people know you for, I think, can help with motion. So
yeah, no, I agree. I have stolen my fair share of ideas, not in a bad way, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I see people in the chat right now stealing ideas.
Yeah, well, Sodomi actually did an entire episode on this, so that's why he's talking in the chat about that.
It's true though. I mean, listen, uniqueness ended 100 years ago.
The only thing that's different is the streamer now. So
yeah, exactly.
It.
I mean, shit, I stole Velly's Merrick. No, I'm kidding. I knew it.
I started calling all my streams the coffee stream, so you know.
but seriously, and the only other thing I have to ask is, So I don't know who was able to pop in or whatever. I know a few people in the chat saw them, but during my intermission for the 24 hours, I did like a pre-recorded, almost like commercial-esque thing, and then it went to the Be Right Back screen. I was just curious what anybody's thoughts on stuff like that is.
I think it's good. Like, and I need to reset mine up. But when I first started with True, they sent me a whole package of overlays and stuff like that, and some of it were little like commercial loops. And so I built like a box on my pause menu that showed that loop that said, "Hey, if you're interested in TRUgaming, come check out the Stream Key podcast. Come check out the Discord." And it was a loop that played during my pause menu. So that's a way of promoting the community basically every time I paused. But if you have something else, like for example, I know a lot of people will partner with. You know, they'll do those small-time partnerships with things like Once Upon a Tea, where you have a link that's specific to you, and people go through it, and you can put stuff up like that. I think it's great. I think it's good. Because once again, when you're paused, if you have to pause and go use the restroom for like 5 or more minutes, you know, you don't want just a stale screen with no motion or sound. You want something that's keeping the people, what's the word I'm looking for?
Engaged.
Engaged. Thank you. Thank you. I was gonna say locked in. Yeah, engaged. You want people to stay engaged, otherwise they're gonna leave. So I think it's cool to have videos up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, I mean, I agree. This one, I'm more so talking about. So like the Be Right Back screen, I fully agree with you on that. I'm more so. It was very channel related. So it was essentially me talking about being an idiot and that I was away from the computer and that kind of stuff. So I was just curious if you guys think that's a good idea or if I should put a little more effort into editing those instead of just recording them.
Maybe like, I mean, I think that's fine. Maybe just if it's just a video of you and nothing else, that might be a little misleading. People might think you're still live. So if you add other things in there with After Effects, like other keys that show that, hey, this is different from what I was just doing, and maybe find a way to like lead it more smoothly into your pause, I think that's fine.
Okay. I think it's hilarious, actually. I haven't heard of people doing that before. Is it literally just you like talking about yourself while you're gone? Like making fun of yourself?
Clip of you leaving, yeah.
So I'll give credit where credit's due. This is a stolen idea from this guy. He just recently got partnered. His name's the Real Guy Judge, but he has a green screen, which he's got an up on me. So I was watching a stream the other night, and he goes, "Oh, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to play a quick commercial, and then I'll be right back." So I thought he was just going to play an ad. No, he flips to his next scene, and it's him in front of the green screen in the forest in front of some fire, and he's turned towards it. And he turns, he's like, "Oh, I didn't see you there." He's like, "This month we're doing this, that, and next, and the other thing, and then we're going to step off. I'm going to get some coffee, make a drink or whatever, and I'll be right back. Please enjoy the music and all this other bullshit." And then it cuts to his screen.
I think that's really cool, and I like that idea.
I did too. I think it's
writing it down.
Yeah, seriously. There's so many good examples of that.
But. For the 24, I used it, and I played the Star Spangled Banner in the background and all this, and a lot of people were quoting that they had to salute every time they stood up.
Nice.
That's great.
That's awesome. Hey, real quick, you mentioned that you don't have a green screen. I made mine for $40 Walmart, so you should look into that.
So I have it, but when I swapped to my GoPro, it got dumb wide, which means I gotta buy like more lights to make it wide to make it work.
For shy. No problem, man.
It's killing me. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, thank you for the question. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
See ya.
Have a good day, guys.
You too. Alrighty. Some good questions here. We got one more waiting in the lobby. If you guys haven't yet joined the server, just a reminder, you can join our Discord. Whether or not you want to talk on the show today, that's just our Discord for the show in general. If you want to talk to people, meet the community, etc. You can also join the waiting room and be on the show live today, right now. So just join that Discord. You can be a part of that there. But let's go get the next person, who is Wicked Shifter. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
What's going on, guys? I'm doing just fine. How are you guys?
Pretty good, man.
Great.
What do you want to talk about today?
All right. My question for you guys is, how do you handle stream plateaus, and what do you do to overcome those plateaus and slumps in your streaming life?
Man.
So you mean like plateaus as in like your viewership is staying, it's like stagnant?
Yeah, let's say you've been streaming for a year or 2 years or whatever, and you've done really good, but then you have like a 6-month period where you're not really growing or you're not getting a lot of subs. What would you guys do to overcome that, and the mental state of that, and the mentality of like, okay, I gotta push past this, I gotta keep grinding, you know, how would you guys handle that?
Okay, so like one thing I would say is like, right, like every streamer has a plateau, every single one. So you gotta remember, like, you're just going through the grind right now. Like, dude, I love this. Like, if you want to talk about motivation, like, I'm your fucking dude. Okay, so like, you gotta remember, man. Like, you're in the grind right now. Like, you're in the nitty gritty, like, shitty parts of it, and like, this is the best part of streaming, like, legitimately, because like, if you come out on top of this, you fucking did it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you're gonna be like the biggest streamer for making it out of this, but it's gonna harden you and make you a better streamer than ever before if you can make it through this. Like you said, like maybe like a 6-month period of plateau. Just like, you gotta just put your head down and just drive forward, man. And you gotta look at like things that you're doing currently that maybe could be improved a little bit. So like, if you're not getting more subs, look at like the perks that you're doing for subscribers. Do all the, like, look at things that you can do to get more of those, and like, just keep pushing through every day. Just be excited to stream. You have to enjoy the shitty parts of streaming. It sucks so bad. I've been there. I had multiple times where I had to like regrow my channel, and I had plateaued multiple times, and it happens, man. But if you can come out through that, it's, oh my god, dude, you're just keep doing it. Keep your head up. Like, you're gonna do great, man. Just look at things that you could change and like get more subscribers and everything like that. Look at things that you're not doing so much of, and just try to improve those, man. Like, just go look at other channels, see what they're doing in these areas that you're like, wow, that's really interesting, and kind of go off of that. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be like your own like brand new thing. Like a subscriber wall, that could be huge. Snapchat, that could be huge. Anything to make it stand out for subscribers. So
stealing ideas.
Yeah, I definitely think it's important to take a step back and look at what you're doing as a streamer when that happens to you. Like, you know, if you hit a plateau, it's like, whoa, okay, what am I doing? What can I improve upon? And start looking at different things, like Vel said, and just trying to take different ideas into account and see what works moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, I messed up. There's something wrong here. I need to fix it.
I mean, yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, you done fucked up, kid. Like, you know, but you have to think about it. It's like, okay, instead of saying, what did I do wrong? Say, how can I improve? That's a more positive way to go about that situation. Instead of saying like, oh, like I've messed this up, I'm failing. Say, okay, I've done good so far, but now I'm hitting this plateau. So what can I do better to get over that to the next area? I'm constantly asking myself that, and I will actually address that to chats. I mean, I was on Tru's channel, I think it was last week, and I had to ultimately end the stream pretty damn early. But I was like, look, guys, something's got to change with this stuff. I got to figure out what I can do for you to be better. So I just asked questions directly. I ask questions on Twitter all the time. I'll put up polls and say, hey, do you like this time when I'm streaming or this time? Do you like this game or this game? I mean, it's very important to use your community as a tool to better yourself.
I'll say 2 things to this really quickly. One is to stay motivated or inspired in terms of like figure out what drives you. Because so for Vel, for example, he just loves the grind. Like when he's at that plateau, that's when he gets the spike of energy. His
blood is coffee.
Yeah, you have to figure out what drives you though. Like for me, things that get me really back into streaming are seeing someone else's stream who's done something I've never seen before, who makes you think like, wow, I gotta try that soon. Music is huge for me. I'm kind of like driven. This sounds super like cliche, but like emotions actually fire me up a lot. Like if I'm watching a show or something that I see that in terms of media tends to fire me up, I'd be like, man, I'm super motivated. Or classic, like drink a bottle of pre-workout and suddenly I'm motivated. Whatever it is that just like fires you up, make sure you have that in your daily routine so you're not getting burnt out and just doing something because you feel like you have to. Make sure you have that motivation there. And also stay humble. Make sure that you are constantly looking for new ways to improve your stream, ideas taken from other people, or, you know, just being a part of other people's communities. Don't feel like, you know, just because you're a streamer doesn't mean you can't be someone else's viewer or involved in other people's communities. Like that's one thing I constantly check myself on, is just making sure I don't see myself as better than anyone else. You know, like I'm not better than X streamer who just started yesterday, right? I can probably learn something from the guy who started streaming today who knows something that I didn't. So keeping that mentality has really, really helped me and a lot of other people I've known.
One thing I think also having, go ahead. Nope. I was just real quick. Sorry. Real quick, having a positive competitiveness about yourself also is very useful. A lot of you people that played sports, that's going to come a little more naturally to you. But yeah, I think that's very important. Go ahead, Vel.
No, I was just saying, like, being humble is awesome. Like, you definitely need to be humble. You need to realize that you're. but like I'm never going to be as good as Ninja, or I'm never going to be better than Ninja or anything like that. But I'm going to keep trying to always be better than Ninja. You know what I mean? Like I'm not competing with him, but I'm kind of competing with him.
Yeah.
Like always be competitive. Look at everything as like an opportunity to grow, and just like realize that you're never like you might not ever make it there, but you should always be striving to better yourself. Just be super competitive, super humble, and be super patient.
I mean, I think that's important because this is a competitive platform. I mean, you are competing with thousands of other streamers for people's attention. So I mean, you have to have a level of that or you're not going to make it anywhere.
Yeah, like you were saying, Ninja, he's kind of your competition. What I see is with those big streamers is like, okay, they've made it to the top. I'm coming for them.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Punching up.
I like the way you worded that. I'm coming for them.
I mean, that's what it is.
Next on my list.
I mean, if you want to get technical, we're all competing with each other on Twitch, even though we're all part of True. It's still like, I'm coming for you. You know.
Yep. Awesome,
man. Not in a I guess malicious way. No. But you know, it's just what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to balance that. You know, competitive, it fuels me for sure, right? Trying to like one up somebody else, or even just like self-improvement is still really competition. But then balancing that with humility and not becoming like, well, I'm the best on Twitch and I just beat everybody, right? Because you have to like constantly reassess where you actually are relative to everyone else on Twitch, but not let that drag you down, I'd say. So, cool. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think that's it, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, dude. I appreciate the question.
Thanks, bro.
All right, bro.
See you.
Yeah, dude, nobody has the beard game that we have. So
we have a lot of beards here.
Trifecta of beards.
Ninja's little baby face. You know, I'm bummed though because mine's gonna have to come off for my new job because it's a government job. I gotta shave, but
not worth
it. I will be live. Yeah, it's not quit automatically. It's like I regret to inform you that I decided to go another way regarding my beard. So,
it's not me. It's not you.
I am going to live stream that though next week. Next week I'll be live streaming my beard coming off. So,
gosh, there you go.
There you go. It'll be fun.
Still that idea. Cool. So we have one more text question here. We still need callers, guys. If you want to join the show, we still have a little while on here. So join in. There's time. You are at the top of the queue right now if you join in. So there's some motivation. Gamer Data question in Discord said, I would love to hear Green, Velokk, and Mel all give their opinion of push for partner tag. As affiliates, we are all mostly trying to become a partner streamer, but by tagging your streams and announcing to the world you're pushing in hopes to get viewer support, how do you feel about it? So what do you guys think of push to partner overall?
I think that there is no reason that you should be posting that unless you are stupidly close to getting it. Like if you're right on the cusp, I think that's a good time to say, guys, we're right there. Let's make this happen. It's always important to say we, not I. We, because you know then you feel like the community is helping you reach this goal. But if you just got affiliate, like if you're me with 265 followers and you got affiliate like last year, and you're suddenly like, all right, let's push for partner. Let's do this. No, nobody's gonna take you seriously. It's just not gonna happen. So you have to use it sparingly. But no, I don't. People that do that, I don't think it's a good idea. Unless you're right there, I don't think it's a good idea.
I have, man, this is the topic that keeps coming up over the past few months. I've talked to like Dan and Vel about this separately too. I'm actually on the side of like, I don't mind it.
Really?
As long as you're not obnoxious about it. Yeah, I think like you said, it's very important that you focus on the we, right? Not the get me partnered, guys. Help me get partnered so I can make more money. Which, by the way, found out you actually do make more money being partnered. Shout out to Nexus for that tidbit. Hey. Yeah, but like think about why you actually be partnered and what you can do for the community as a partner. That's the big thing, right? Like, are you doing it for something you can add to everyone else? What can you give to other people as a partner that you couldn't do as an affiliate or that middle ground? But I think if that motivates you to like climb your stream, to improve every day, and you can really stick to it, I'm okay with it personally. Just don't like smack it in other people's faces. Be like, hey, partner, guys, I want to be partner. Come on, come on.
Yeah, you know, I think it's fun to say like, okay, we made an affiliate. The next stop is partner. That's what we're going to work towards. But I mean, you know, typically I see people that throw it in their face, like, all right, let's make partner, #partner, and it's just all over the goddamn place. I mean, that just, I've never seen, it's either 0 to 60. That's what I always see with that stuff. And so that's why I kind of try to stay away from that. Even when I was getting close to affiliate, I was like, all right, I'm going to try for affiliate. And then that was all I said. I didn't constantly say anything else. I didn't even ask people to come out and support me. I was just I'm on the fence with all that stuff because I've seen people use the whole like, hey, like, follow, and subscribe my stuff, and I always feel like I see it used the wrong way. And I pay attention to the most successful people that I follow on social media and stuff like that, and they never do that. They never ask you to come do it, like, come donate to me, come follow this, come like this video I just posted. They just say, hey, I got new content. Boom, that's it. That's all they do. Yeah. You know, and it might be because they're already famous that works. But I mean, for me, like it goes back to what I said with the posting videos on social media, like posting the Destiny 2 clips. I would rather post a discussion topic than just say like, new video up, come like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. Like, you know, I feel like to the general community that looks better to actually try and engage them with a unique post or whatever than just the same thing that everybody else is doing. Because I mean, you can go to any Facebook, Twitch community and just see page after page after page of people posting generic links to all their stuff. It's like, where's the incentive to go see that person? It's just another name on a long list. So that's why I'm like against it per se.
Vel, what do you think of that overall?
Well, GamerDad says I'm getting antsy. No, I mean, I don't know. My whole thing is like, I don't want to talk about how I'm trying to get somewhere or anything. Like, I'll mention it a little bit, but like, for me, the best thing, honestly, is I just really like having a community of people. Like, if I get partner, that's great. Obviously, every streamer on Twitch ever wants to be a partnered streamer. Why wouldn't you not want to be a partner? Like, you make more money, you get more emotes, you have the check mark next to your name, and just everything looks better. But it doesn't make a difference. Like, if I'm a shit streamer and I hit partner, I'm still a shit streamer. Yeah,
with a check next to your name. Yeah,
and I'm not saying like any partner streamers are shit streamers. I'm just saying like I'm just trying to be the best streamer that I can and have the best community that I can. And then for me, I just focus on creating good content, and then the rest of it will come. That's all that I want to do, is just make good content and have fun with people.
Right.
And the rest of it will follow.
I think, I like that.
I have to mention one thing so you guys made me think of this. And I'm like sort of a science nerd with motivation stuff. Basically, I should mention that there's this study out there. Basically, if you say that you're going to do something, like let's say you're playing to train for a half marathon or a marathon, right? Like, I'm going to run a marathon this year, guys. Like, you start telling people about that, you're actually less likely to do it. Because like some of the reason you want to do it in the first place, like you get that little hit of dopamine when you tell people that you're going to do something. Like, hey guys, I'm going to be partnered. Like, I'm going to be partnered on Twitch this year, guys. Like, if you say that to people, you've already actually like decreased your chance of being partnered scientifically. So don't, like these guys are saying, just don't go around saying like, push to partner, guys. I'm a partner. I'm going to be a partner this year. Like, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot if you do that. So I think that's kind of important to mention.
Yeah, I've run into that problem personally. I get on stream and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have this done this week, and then week rolls by, it's not done. I'm like, fuck. So yeah, that definitely. Oh, dog. What's up, doggo?
Nexus, by the way, is in the chat right now, who is a partnered streamer. So who's calling me a crap streamer?
I am. Fight me, bro. I'm just kidding. I'm just
trying to square up, bro. What's up? What's up?
Oh, man. All right. We got Ramacos coming back on the show, I believe. Ramacos, how you doing? Welcome back, my friend.
Hey, guys. Just
long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. It's been so long. No, but I have probably a very generic question, but do you have any like moment that you can recall where you like fell in love with Twitch?
Interesting question. What do you guys think of this really quickly? Because I want to type the message really quick.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so I've had MPI, GamerDad, and actually GreenChord all kind of helped each other out with making this video. It's just a bunch of clips. It's just a montage of clips from my channel. Yeah, and, like, I didn't tell them to do that or anything, but like having that, like having that sort of like just want to support for my channel and everything, and like just that community of people that just are really just humble and like just really nice and everything, like that kind of stuff really makes me like Twitch, man. Having a cool community of people that like just want to support you in any way that they can. Like I said, I didn't tell them to make a video, I didn't do any of that stuff. They made a video, and I was just like, this is beautiful. Like, it was amazing. Like it definitely pulled at my heartstrings a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. It was just really cool. It's just a video of like funny moments from my stream, and that's all it was. But it meant so much more than that, obviously, just because that's just Twitch, man. It's a great place, and people are awesome there.
Yeah, I think you used it as your intro at one point.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, it's very cool video.
Yeah.
I first like got obsessed with Twitch actually years ago, because I was at this job where I would just sit there and literally just drag a piece of paper from one side of the desk to the other for like 4 hours. And my friends were at home playing video games, and I wanted to watch them. Yeah. And I found Twitch and realized that I could watch them, and that blew my mind. So I loved it ever since then. I'd say more recently, this podcast actually has been huge, because I get messages from people all the time who talk about like how much they love the show, how much they look forward to it, how much it's helped them. That just drives me so hard, like, because that I think is the ultimate reason I love Twitch so much, is being able to, like Vel kind of says here, just like being able to give something to other people through video games or this platform as a whole is amazing. That's what I love about it.
One thing I will say is I've had viewers, I don't want to say any names or anything, unless this person wants to, because this person's in the chat right now, but having people like come to you and be like, you know what, like, I've had some really rough times where, you know, I just didn't have any motivation to do anything, and watching your stream has just helped me so much, and it gives me, you know, it just like being able to help someone like have a good day every day consistently is just, it's amazing. Like, this person came to me and said, like, I was in a really rough spot, so I started watching your channel again, and this person just was so thankful that I'm a content creator, and was so thankful for me as a person. I was just like, it's insane. Like, that kind of stuff, just like, I'm gonna get emotional talking about it.
Mel, do you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so let me see if I can fit it in the time. I have always been, I mean, I've been a passionate gamer ever since I was a young kid. And it wasn't until after college that I realized I might be able to pursue that as a career via this platform or something else. But I guess I would say I got more involved with communities back in college. And, you know, there had been, right around the time I was in college, there was a lot of like negative media coverage to the gaming community that started coming out, especially with Gamergate and stuff like that, which that actually happened towards the end of my college days. And you know, I've always had just this love for gaming in general that I decided to try and get a little bit more involved with the different communities. And so I did it. I mean, I did everything. I did a podcast, I did a website, I did streams, I did YouTube videos. I mean, I touched almost every piece of content creation that you can for this platform. And just being able to connect with the different communities within the greater gaming community, meeting new people, being able to like, you know, instantly become friends with somebody just because we have similar likes of the same game. Like Vel and I, dude, like, as soon as we streamed together, we're like bonded, and then we met, it was even better. It was better. So just the chance to do all that stuff. I mean, I really care about the direction of the gaming industry as a whole, specifically the community, and I feel like it's important to get people like us out there kind of creating that positive light. And I mean, it's been fantastic. It's been very humbling, the progress that I've made with TRUgaming, you know, getting connected with you guys. I would say most recently, I would agree with a lot of stuff that Green said, but most recently, definitely the live streams that I was able to do at that convention. I mean, the ability to walk up to a developer and be like, "Hey, do you guys want to stream with us?" And then immediately, no hesitation, be like, "Yeah, what time?" And then they come over and we do this whole freaking stream on a game that just released new content. I mean, that was amazing. And being able to go and stand in front of a room full of people, which I was not expecting to fill a room, and have that exact number of people online watching while I talk about something that I'm extremely passionate about. I mean, that was mind-blowing to me. It was fantastic. So, and then how many people have watched that one podcast video? I mean, I never would have expected that many people would have cared about my opinion, honestly. It's just that, to me, being able to help anybody, being able to connect to anybody in the community on any kind of a level, to me is very important. That's what I aim for. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Since
Yeah, that stuff is on YouTube too. If you want to see Mel's talk or Velokk's moments too, it's all on YouTube. So
we have a link here in the chat. YouTube.com.
Don't forget to
I think we got a command for YouTube. Cool,
yeah,
man.
I had just another question also. If there's like any games that you really liked playing but kind of died out, either in your sense, like you feel like you were burned out on the game, or that you felt like it wasn't really something your viewers enjoyed watching anymore, but you'd like to go back to.
Vel's grinning like a madman over here.
Dude, I love CS:GO. Like, I love
That's a rough
CS:GO. I tried shaking it, and over the weekend I got back in. Oh my god! So I don't stream CS:GO anymore because the people that do watch my channel don't want to watch me play CS:GO, and I totally respect that. It's not the most entertaining game to watch, but like makes me so sad. But my first 6 months of streaming, all I did was play CS:GO, and I grew like the worst community ever, aside from a few stragglers that are still here right now. Not stragglers, they're actually super prominent. Like Susie QQ was watching me play CS:GO back when I first started streaming, but overall the community itself was trashy. Like, it was just, they were rude to me all the time. Like, but now I have this great community of people, and they don't want to watch me play a salty game like CS:GO, and I just have to embrace that and play it on the weekends.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, that's my piece on it.
I'm kind of wrestling with the same thing. Like, I really want to stream League of Legends because I'm equally addicted to that game.
Oh, no.
Equally not great to stream for a lot of reasons. I'm still actually wrestling through it. I haven't like said no to it completely yet because I know. So like, I could sit here, I could use my entire stream to just do like channel reviews on Twitch.
Dude's in denial, chat.
I'm not giving it up, chat.
Like, there's still a chance. There's still a chance I can stream.
Still a
League.
chance I can do this.
I haven't given up yet.
We need an intervention right now. Oh my god.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem, chat.
Just $30 more and I'll be good. I promise.
$30 more.
I'm not giving. I'm not a quitter, man. I gotta find a way to make
Slam
it.
that donate button.
I could talk about that for a while, but that's my game that I'm wrestling with.
I'm sorry to interrupt. That's so funny. I feel like, I still haven't disregarded it fully yet.
Well, okay, now this is actually, I might make a whole topic on this next week as a short thing, but basically, I've been wrestling with like how I want my channel to function, whether I want it to be like league centric, because I could do that with my channel, and I know it would be slow growth, if growth at all, or I could do like more stream key kind of oriented stuff where it's all about like Twitch channel reviews or like educational stuff, because I know that's what people want to see. Now I want to stream League, but I know people want to see stream stuff, so that's where I'm like, man.
So why don't you meet in the middle and do informative stuff about League? Boom.
Yeah,
He's not a pro.
It's not the same though.
It's not the same. You want to be in the shit. You want to be in there like I'm in this match.
Anyway, Mel, do you have a game that fits that category?
Yeah, so I have a game that fits that category, and then I have a weird instance that I want to share. Halo 5. Garbage campaign, but the multiplayer actually like was able to recover itself, and I love playing the multiplayer. I mean, there was a time not too long ago where I was coming home from work, and every day I would play for like an hour and a half before the gym. I would practice, and I was pretty damn good. And I started streaming that with my channel early on, and people just didn't want to watch it because they're like, "Fuck Halo, Halo's dead." Okay, so then I tried horror games. I fucking love playing horror games. Alien Isolation did pretty well, but when I started moving into games that aren't as well known, like Soma, the viewership just dropped. And I haven't finished that game because I haven't had a chance to play. And every time I try to stream it, nobody comes to watch. So that's my issue. Now on the flip side of that, I freaking hate PUBG. And I play it. I have almost 700 hours in the game, but I hate it. And you will never convince me that I don't hate the game. In fact, I uninstalled it yesterday because I got so pissed off at the experimental server. But people will show up. People will show up and watch that. Actually, when I first started doing the Thursday Night Takeover on TRUgaming's channel, I was playing a lot of PUBG because that's what people were showing up and watching. And I get so salty, which when I get salty, it's actually pretty hilarious. It's not like Summit where I punch a monitor and then or there was this one League guy that I watched where he like completely shit on his own chat because he was so pissed about how terrible he was doing at the game. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not like that. I just curse a lot and throw my hands around like a madman. But no, that game I feel a certain way about that game, but it is addictive to play with friends. And so I ended up playing a lot of it, and I was getting decent following. But every time I played it, I'm like, why the fuck am I playing this game? I hate it. I'd be so stressed. I'd be sweating, palms sweaty, mom spaghetti every single time I finished playing a match of that game. And so I was like, I got to get away from this. I felt a similar way to Fortnite, not as bad, but I haven't played Fortnite in forever. Darwin Project, the community is so positive because you have to be, because it rewards you to be positive. Because there's a rating system for all the directors. So if you're a bad director, you get ranked bad, and then you lose all your stuff. So you you have to be energetic because you have to talk to people. So you have to be energetic, you have to be polite, so that you can get a high rating. And so you have a polite community. And so I go into that less stressed out because people will kill you, and they will say, not sarcastically, they'll be like, "Hey, that was a good match. That was a really close fight. Thanks for showing up." And you're like, "Oh, hey, that's so much better than, oh yeah, your moves are weak, bro." Some random like 13-year-old that shot you from across the map with a ricochet by accident. Like, you know,
GG easy.
So anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that kind of stuff. More recently, I've been trying to dive back into story-driven games because I really enjoy story-driven games, and that is done decently. So I'm hoping to continue to capitalize on it.
Cool.
Yeah. Great.
Thanks, Namikos.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, thanks for coming back on.
Maybe.
Got some time.
Thanks again, man.
See ya.
See ya, man.
Oh, man, there's some good discussions there. Thank you, Ramkos. MPI had another question, Mr. Pure Instinct. He said, what do you guys think about creating videos and uploading them on Twitch as a premiere versus on YouTube? Have you guys played around with this at all?
I started doing that because I'm not a big fan of YouTube right now. The stuff they're doing with demonetization, and I cuss a lot, so I feel like I'm gonna get hit with that more often than not. So I just kind of stopped using my YouTube channel altogether, unless it's to reply to people that have commented on TRUgaming's videos. And I've started uploading. I actually did a little cut up of my time playing Sea of Thieves and stuck it up on my Twitch. Now that they have a full integration where you can just upload fully custom videos to the channel. And I think that that's going to be my replacement. Any kind of like super highlights or anything like that I do of my streams that's going to go up on Twitch. I think it's great because now you have everything in one location. You can do your clips, your highlights, and fully uploaded videos. And you can really establish your channel with content.
Right. Have you used actual premieres on your channel yet at all?
Premieres? No, I haven't used premieres.
Okay. See, yeah, this one is a weird one. When premieres came out, I was pretty excited about it. We tried it a few times, and I'm convinced it's garbage now. I haven't seen anyone successfully use premieres, as far as I know, including people who it should have worked for if it was going to work for anybody. Did not work for them. So I don't think premieres are worth it unless like you really just want to fill dead air with something that you already have made. In terms of putting videos on Twitch, I think that's good to do, and you may as well do it. I don't think you should sacrifice YouTube to do it, in my opinion, because although YouTube has been having problems recently and is doing some stupid things to its creators, it's still like by far the video platform for everything. I still think you should be putting content up there because that's where it's likely to get the most attention. Twitch, it's nice that you can put videos on it, but like, how often have you guys actually gone and watched a video on Twitch that's not a stream? Because I have never done it. Like, Twitch does not have the tools to show you videos to watch really right now. Clips maybe, but like not like a YouTube video, you know? You don't go to Twitch to watch a 10-minute segment most of the time. At least I don't. I don't know if you guys do. So I think YouTube is still the place to put it. I would just put them on both platforms. That's how I do with this podcast and other videos, because you may as well just cover both bases.
And I do like for some highlights from Twitch to YouTube. I don't know. I feel like I put less effort into YouTube now, definitely, because of the way I feel about it. I mean, you're absolutely right. It is important. Like you said earlier, it's important to have a plan for every aspect of social media. So,
Tom Cruise.
I'm just not personally a fan of them right now.
No, I agree. I think they're not making good decisions. But if you really want to get attention on your highlight videos and things like that, like you got to use YouTube. That's my thought on that. Tom Cruise said, what if you haven't grown your YouTube at all, but you have a decent following on Twitch? I still say the same thing. You can put videos on Twitch. There's no reason not to put them on YouTube too, unless like...
I guess at that point, just stand to gain, so...
Yeah, exactly. And you can literally just export them to YouTube if you want to make it one click, really easy. Don't have to put a ton of work into it like Mel said, but I mean, like, yeah, what do you have to lose? Just, I'd say still do it, you know? Though I know you don't really use video stuff too much.
No,
but,
I mean, I'm all for YouTube on that, just because it's another platform to get other people to come check it out. In my opinion, like, not too many people know about Premiere on Twitch, so anything that I do, any video that I do upload anywhere, it's going to be on YouTube, just because it's already, like, if I say I had this video uploaded on Twitch and be like, what, you can like, we just had someone in the chat say you can upload videos to Twitch, and then
I mean, it's relatively new.
Right, exactly. And so, like, if you say go to my YouTube channel, like, people already know I'll go to YouTube. Like, it's already like a set thing, and it's just another platform to get people to come to your channel potentially.
Yeah, I agree with that. And actually, there's a cool thing. I don't know if you guys know this. If you are actually streaming on Twitch at the time someone watches your video, it'll pull up a little thing that says like, hey, I'm live on Twitch right now, come watch me. That you have to be live for that to pop up, but I mean, that's another way someone could end up on your channel. So
Devoid TV made a good comment in the chat here, saying that if what bothers you is the ability to use language and stuff like that, which is totally me, I can't help it. You could just censor yourself for the YouTube videos, which I guess at that point that wouldn't be too bad if you could find a way to upload, like maybe upload the raw footage, no censorship onto Twitch, and then maybe put the censored one up on YouTube to not get demonetized. I don't. You could go that route, I guess. I don't know.
It depends on what your goals for YouTube are. I mean, if you just want to have it as like another avenue for people to find your Twitch, I wouldn't even worry about it, because most people don't make enough money or aren't even like qualified for the partner program on YouTube to even worry about it. So I would like cross that bridge when you get to it. Don't like freak out about
I agree with that
censorship when you're not even a partner on YouTube yet. I don't know. Yeah, that's my thought there.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. You'll never censor me, man.
Yeah, that's a good topic though, MPI. I appreciate that one. Fhone-In had one too. It looked like he said, "Would you suggest to play the games you want to play and viewership be cursed?" I love certain games that are very small or literally have no other streamers playing them. Should I stream games that will grow a channel or stream games I love? That's a great topic.
Find a good balance. So what you can do, and I think Doc has talked about this before, and so have I. Let's say you have a list of games you want to play that you personally want to play. Put a poll up on social media and see what people vote for. Like, that way, it doesn't matter which game is voted for, because you want to play all of them. So it's a win for you either way. And then your community will vote on what they would rather see, and so then when you're streaming it, they'll actually show up and watch. I think that's a good way to handle that situation.
Yeah. This one I think definitely comes down to what you want to get out of your channel. This is literally what I was just talking about. So I'm struggling with this, right? I can stream League, which I love, and that's my favorite game to play right now. Or I could, it's not a game, but I could stream StreamKey, Twitch, educational stuff, right? Let's say that's a game. Like in this case, I know this will grow my channel a lot faster, but on the other hand, I know this game is one I will enjoy more. And so like me, you kind of have to wrestle with that and decide what's more important to you on Twitch. Do you want to really grow your channel, and is the most important thing to you just growth, getting maybe full-time eventually, taking it very seriously? If so, then you might want to go for the growth games that you know will grow you. If you are just streaming for fun mostly and are doing it as a side hobby, then don't force yourself to play a game you don't want to play. Play the game that you would enjoy anyway. And that's something that only you really can answer as a streamer, I think.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I try to do is, like, if you are, like Green said, it's all about what you're trying to do with your channel, obviously. But if you are trying to grow your community, one thing that I would do is I would stay away from the top 2 to 3 rows of games, because that's where all the biggest streamers are going to be. So you're competing with a lot of people. But then again, I would also stay away from like anything with like less than 1,000 viewers, just because that doesn't have enough people watching that game to grow your community. And make sure like to find a game within that, and make sure that there isn't one streamer with all the viewers. Like if you see a game with 7,000 viewers and the top streamer has 6,000 viewers, don't stream that game. That being said, find a game with like you know, that rough area between, like, below the second or third row on the directory, and then with above 1,000 viewers, and just try to stick out on that channel. That'll be enough people to hopefully grow your community at a faster rate than, say, if you were to start out streaming and you started playing Fortnite or something like that, where you're competing with everybody. You want to make sure like you set your you got to set yourself up for success somehow, and so you want to make sure like you have enough people that are watching that game that will eventually come check out your channel, and you want to make sure you're not competing with Ninja from the start of your stream.
So, yeah.
Yep. It's all about just figuring out what you want to do with it, making a game plan around that. So.
And I actually that was that exact answer in question. I covered as well. What I think what I said is basically what Bell said is like, take the top 10 games on Twitch and shoot for somewhere in the middle and see how that goes. We actually have a question here, Green. What is this? Starfjord? Is that right?
Starfjord, probably.
Starfjord. What do you think about big Twitch streamers jumping ship to other platforms? I mean, I'll let you guys say what you think. I think personally, it's just like what we've been talking about, how we are all competing against each other. So are these companies. So are these streaming companies. So, I mean, if they're getting a better deal at Mixer, for example, like let's say, they're a partnered streamer and Twitch has been giving them this, and Mixer's like, hey, this is our deal, and Twitch can't match it. Yeah, it's a business. You're going to jump ship to that. That's just how it is for those bigger streamers who actually make this their livelihood. I mean, you got to think it from a business aspect. Now, at the same time, sometimes that can be seen as a betrayal. So what do you guys think about that one?
You want to take this first, Screen?
Yeah, so I'm on the side, this is a tough one because there are probably examples of people that don't fit this, that are like exceptions to the rule. But in general, I think I'm not a fan of it. I think like you should stick to the platform that works for you. I also think that Twitch is the best because it's the biggest. And even though, like, let's say, for example, Mixer gives you an offer where you'd be making more money each month than on Twitch to start with, and that's tempting, I think in the long run, it probably ends up hurting you. Even though the short term, it's like, hey, with more money, I'll be the biggest streamer on the platform. Why not do it? I've talked about before that I think that Twitch will always be, for the foreseeable future, like the streaming platform. Mixer will never be Twitch. Caffeine will never be Twitch in terms of popularity, growth, unless they change something like drastically.
I've never even heard of Caffeine.
Exactly, right? Well, there's all these platforms now trying to compete with Twitch, basically. And, like, there's no one even a fraction close to Ninja on Mixer. There will not be someone for a long time close to a fraction of Ninja on Twitch. Twitch would Ninja would never leave Twitch to go to Mixer, for example. Like,
I just said Facebook Live. Facebook Live is
exactly. There's like one big streamer I think called Stone Mountain 64 or something.
Oh my god.
Man, I just, for all these reasons, like, I think you should just stick with what works for you and don't chase, like, this just applies to anything, not just Twitch platforms, but like business in general. Like, don't chase that like short, like the hyped platform of tomorrow or whatever, because it seems promising to give up like the stability of what you already have. That's my thought.
It's like that one social media app that came out that was trying to like compete with Instagram, and everybody jumped ship for like a day, and they were like, "Oh, never mind." I mean, I didn't jump ship, but I made one, and then I saw how limited it was because it's not fully released yet; it's in beta or whatever. And then it was like it was going to throw up paywalls, which could be good, could be bad. I was like, nah, I'll go back to Instagram.
Mm-hmm. I think it's one thing if you want to just like make your stream on a platform. Like if you just grow naturally as a Facebook or Mixer streamer, then sure, do that. But don't feel like, if you get Ultra 6 on Twitch and then suddenly you have a good offer on a different platform, I think you're going to shoot yourself in the foot by making that jump. Because you're showing that you care more about like, okay, yes, it matters that you're able to pay your bills and eat and etc. But like at some level, you're showing that you value like your own success in the business over the channel. And the reason your channel got big in the first place is probably because you're focusing on other people. So that's a contradiction, and I think that's going to hurt you.
Honestly, obviously I would never switch to any other platform because I've already grown a community on what I have, and I love my community. I would never want to switch to anything else and make them like come over and watch something else. Like that's ridiculous. I would never do that. That being said, like even for new streamers, I would honestly just say start on Twitch. Like it is the most competitive right now. Obviously, you're not going to stand out as much, but the community on Twitch is far better than the community on any other platform, from what I've seen at least. Twitch is just such a great place, and it has so many really cool people on it. I don't see why you would want to go with any other platform. Like, I understand, like, for business related things, like, oh, they're gonna offer me money there or something, like, or I could get more viewers over here. Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, my whole thing is, like, the best people are on Twitch, so I'm gonna grind my ass off and be the best I can to get as many of those great people as I can. Like, I could either have a hard time getting, you know, some viewers on Twitch that are gonna be way better, or I could have it easy and not be as good of a streamer and get some viewers that might not be part of the best community as compared to Twitch. So I think Twitch is just better all around, whether you're a big streamer thinking about switching over to something else, or a new streamer looking into what you should be streaming on.
I mean, I definitely agree with everything you said. I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a second, because when you get to a certain level with Twitch, within the, like, somewhere high within the partner realm, and this becomes your full business. Like, this, everything about this is your business. You are flying out to meet developers. You're flying out to events. I mean, it's not just Twitch anymore. It's all of the stuff that comes with the popularity that you're able to game through Twitch. And you're suddenly having to think from a business aspect. If somebody comes to you with a better offer, assuming you've planned it out, let's just assume that you've looked at the pros and cons, and you've looked far into the future. You've tried to think in your mind and plan it out far enough in the future, and you've said, this will not hurt me in the long run. This will actually be a good move. Then you make that move. I mean, that's just how business works. Now, you know, from what you guys are saying, if you don't think about it, like, I'm going to go ahead and give everybody the benefit of the doubt. If they're jumping ship to another platform, I'm hoping that they put the thought and time into it. You know, I hope they didn't just say, new thing, boom, I'm out. You know, people that do that, yes, absolutely, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run, and it just shows that you don't know what you're doing. But if you're looking at everything from a business aspect at that level, which I think is reasonable, and you start getting other offers that will eventually, you know, lead to bigger and better things for your community down the road, then I think you owe it to your community to capitalize on that, in a sense. But I agree that I don't think anybody's going to touch Twitch. I think Twitch is where it's at. This is the best place to grow. This is the best place to get professional. Nothing else touches it. YouTube tried, they failed. Facebook has tried, they failed. Mixer is still trying, and they haven't caught up yet. And I actually early on, I had a group reach out to me. It was some website out of California that was starting a gaming division of their live stream service, and they were actually going to pay me to stream 8 hours a day. And I did a little bit of research and actually found out that the entire company was built off of a previous company that was porn. And
good.
Said no, thank you. But I mean, that was another group that was trying to compete with Twitch. They're never going to be anywhere close. Not going to happen. So I definitely agree. I think that people jumping ship. I mean, I'm going to say that Stone Mountain. To be perfectly honest, I think Stone Mountain was popular on YouTube first. He did a little bit of Twitch streaming, and then he got even more popular on YouTube. Or I'm sorry, on Facebook, because I actually watched a lot of his early stuff on Facebook, surprisingly. And so I think it was a different case for him to be able to transition to that platform, because he wasn't as invested. But if somebody like Ninja suddenly jumped ship to Mixer, I feel like that would cause a problem. I think there would be an uproar in that, and he would probably see some kind of a deficit. I don't know how big from that move.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I just quickly to wrap this up. I just know a few examples of people who were pretty big on Twitch. Mixer came out. They figured out they could be partnered on Mixer. They switched to Mixer because they thought it was the next thing. And like 3 or 4 months later, they came crawling back to Twitch and had no audience. And
yeah,
man,
well, I mean, again, they didn't know what they were doing. That's
yeah.
Example, like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to try and follow the trend without any kind of research, without any kind of plan, and they suffered for it. That's not how you approach things in the professional world. So
yeah, I think
I preach professionalism to everybody that's on Twitch. I mean, that's something I constantly go back to, because I feel like there's a lot of people that go out there and they don't see themselves in a professional light when they're live streaming, and so they run into issues where they try not to take accountability for their brand and stuff like that, and they get into trouble. So I think it's important to keep that mindset about yourself.
Right. Cool. Well, who asked the question? It was a while ago. I think Starfjord. Thank you for that. That was a good topic.
Yeah, thank you.
We're getting ready to wrap up the show now since it's almost 1 o'clock and Velly's got to run soon. Quickly, last thing I see is from Susie. Well, actually, it's MPI who's like piggybacking off of Susie. He says basically, how do we feel about reruns on Twitch?
Oh,
because he said Vel says no. Apparently, I don't know.
I say no.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think
say no. If you're gonna put anything up on Twitch, it should be live content. That's what Twitch is. I feel like when I see even a streamer that I enjoy watching, if they put up a rerun of the stream, I'm not gonna click on it. Like it's just they might as well not be putting in the effort for it.
Pure instinct is asking why though. I think that I think that it's a waste of space on your channel to have a full 4-hour rerun of a full rerun of a 4-hour stream you did. I think it's ridiculous. What you need to do is take the most important parts of that stream and break it down and do like an upload video or do highlights. I mean, that's why the highlight feature is there, so you can break that stuff down. I mean, just posting that stuff over. I mean, it shows, to me, it shows a lack of content on your part. If you're having to constantly repost things that you did previously just to have something up on your channel, I think it shows that you're not putting enough time into your own channel. And again, like what Vel said, this is a live streaming platform, so you should be live streaming. And then after the fact, like I had a ton of footage from playing Sea of Thieves. Rather than just reposting that, I uploaded a video that I actually took the time and effort to cut up to the most humorous parts of that stream. I added in some different music and stuff like that, and I condensed a 4-hour stream down to like 6 minutes, and then I put that up. And I think that's what you should do. I mean that's what people do on YouTube. They don't post. I mean, people that post like their 4-hour streams on YouTube, it's a waste. Typically, you see people cut that down into the nitty gritty, the meat, and then they post the highlight, the compilation, up on YouTube. So I don't personally agree with it.
A couple clarifying things from chat here. So Fhone-In says, what if you create a video and stream that? It's not a rerun, but you're just not live. So basically recording something ahead of time and then running it as a stream, essentially.
I say no to that too.
You could try it, but the charm of Twitch is that it's live and you can interact with the person.
So just put it on YouTube.
Exactly.
I think it's just laziness on the part of the broadcaster.
Well, no. But like, imagine a scenario where like you can't be live for some reason. You have to go do something, but you can run a vodcast or rerun, I guess, in the time that you would normally be streaming.
I mean, I understand that, and I don't agree. I think that if you run into that situation, you say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I cannot be live tonight. Maybe post a highlighted video or something like that if you're able to do it ahead of time. Like, hey, check this out, or hey, I would say, for me personally, since I'm a small-time streamer, I'd say, hey, I'm not going to be able to be live tonight, but so-and-so else is going to be live. Go check them out. Something like that. And just give a reason why you can't be live, and then say, hey, I'll make it up to you by doing maybe an extra long stream this day, or doing an extra stream on a day I don't normally stream, something of that nature. I just don't. I'm not. That's not appealing to me. I don't think that's a good idea personally.
MPI had a cool idea. He said, so what if you basically run like your last stream highlights before starting your next stream? Maybe. That's not bad. I think it's better to actually just like run it. Right, but I think it's actually, rather than like a vodcast, you just run it on your actual stream, like it's a scene or something, and then immediately go into your next segment. I still think it's going to be iffy. I have to say, on this whole topic, there's one huge exception to everything. Ninja. Have you guys seen Ninja's reruns and where they get on the directory when he runs them?
Right, but Ninja is the largest streamer on Twitch.
Still, Ninja is getting more viewers in his vodcast than the next higher streamer on the platform.
Right.
That says something to me about vodcast as a whole, because there's still 40,000 people watching this rerun. So, and this is a situation where he's out of town or something, he can't stream, he runs a reroll. Maybe that's people who don't realize it's a rerun. They think it's live or something, and they tune in anyway because he's the biggest channel on Twitch. But I still think it's worth thinking through. Because
again, I think that's an exception to the rule because of how popular he is. I don't know that we can really set that as the standard. I mean, because he's so popular. I mean, you have people that don't just watch him because he's entertaining. They watch him to learn his skill. And so people may show up to try and rewatch some of his plays and stuff like that. But again, I think he's the exception to the rule because he has 500 freaking thousand people watching him.
Sure,
all
but
the
okay.
goddamn time. So
Devoid saying here too. Lyric gets 15K viewers on his reruns. So let's take your example for example, or your situation for example. If someone's really good at a game, could they potentially use reruns then? Like, let's say that like Velokk is a god at CS:GO. He's a small streamer, but he's still very good. Do you think he could run reruns and people want to see that? Like in terms of looking at skill?
I don't think reruns are entertaining. Like my whole thing is like Twitch is live. Like if I want to like show off like my great gameplay, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. I'll do a montage.
I have an answer to this. I do have an answer to this. Segmented videos. So there's several guys that I watch on YouTube still that live stream a lot, and what they'll do is they'll take that live stream and they'll break it up into 15-minute videos max, and they'll post those with some slight edits made to their channel as content for their YouTube. That way you're not posting the entire thing as a rerun, but people are still able to go back and watch said stream after the fact if they want to maybe review some stuff that you were doing, or if they just missed the stream, that gives them a chance to go back and do that. I think that's a good way to do it. I'm totally fine with that, but like posting a whole posting a whole I don't care if it's an hour stream, 2 hour, 4 hour, 24 hour, posting that whole thing over again, to me, just doesn't seem right.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think it's not.
No,
worth
I hear you.
still,
those are good points. Those are good questions to ask. So
cool. Well, that is the 2 hour mark, guys. So I think we're gonna call the episode there. Thanks to everyone who came out and asked questions in the chat, also in the voice call. That was awesome of you all, and thank you, Mel, for coming on this week as our special guest, and Vel for being on too. Anything you guys want to say before we head off here?
I just want to say I appreciate getting on. I enjoy jumping on these every time I get a chance to do them. So definitely talking to people live is where I feel my skills are strongest. So thanks for all the great questions today, and I look forward to seeing more of this stuff put up by you two.
Sweet,
thanks, man. One thing that I'll say is I really appreciate the feedback that everybody gets. Obviously, Mel, it was great having you on the show. But we really do appreciate the feedback that you guys give us on Twitter, Discord, anything. Like, it's all great. Like, we love seeing, like, Green and I love seeing that feedback. It's really cool to see, like, that you guys want to watch the next episode and all that. So, I mean, if you feel the urge to say something, by all means say it. We love reading that stuff for sure. Yeah. Please join the Discord. I just linked it again in chat. Even if we're not doing a live show, you can still connect with the whole community and me and Vel there, and Mel. He's in there now too. I'm actually going to link the last week's episode of Fhone-In Friday, which just went live like 2 minutes ago. If you missed last week with Woolsey, that was another great discussion. You can catch more of that on YouTube or on iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, everything else out there. We will be live again for our interview next Thursday with Nexus, who I don't know if he's in the chat or not. He's going to be on with me, just talk one-on-one about his streaming stuff. And then another Fhone-In Friday next week with somebody as a guest. I don't know who's going to be next week. But who should do Sodomi? Yeah, if Sodomi wants to come on, Sodomi, man, you in there? There you go. Calling you out, bro. Yep. Sodomi will be on Fhone-In Friday. Yeah, we're just going to assign him. No, but that is it for us, guys. We will see you later and hope you have a great day. Doc's going to jump on to the True channel right after us, too. So, nice. Awesome. See you later. Later.